It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Moments away at Wells Fargo Center, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And Joel Embiid missed all of last season with an injury. Now that he's getting some action on the floor, Kenny, how do you see him developing?
Well, he's very fluid. You know, he's got great movement, gets up and down the floor for his size. You know, he's got really good footwork for a guy who's been sitting out that long. He's a legitimate 7-footer, Shaq, and, you know, those are rare and hard to find.
You know, I like his game because he can face up, play with his back to the basket, and he's equally comfortable scoring in either position. I like that about his game.
How's his feet work?
Feet work is perpetuous excellence at its finest.
How's his footwork?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
That about does it. Kevin Harlan standing by. Kevin, take it away.
Can you play off one foot?
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Dallas Mavericks come in for this one. Well, what better way to spend a Monday night than with the 2K Sports team and the NBA? Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Coming in off the road, the 76ers are back in Philadelphia for this game. Well, it's been something of a disaster for them since the start of the season. They have just one win and continue to tally losses.
And you wondered coming into the season if this team might have some issues, and that's been the case here thus far. We'll see if they can address those issues. It's a long season and find a way to turn it around.
Clearly some deficiencies in this roster that need to be addressed. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I mean, they'd love to get back to around 500, but the way they're made and constituted, that'll be tough.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Dallas, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Williams is out there with Matthews, and it's Pachulia in at the center position. Here's Okafor after the made shot from Chandler Parsons, and the call will be against Darren Williams. That is his first foul of the game.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Okafor against Nowitzki. Takes it from 10. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And as they always seem to do, the Mavs feasted on the Eastern Conference last season. Dallas would end up with 50 wins on the year, and 21 of them coming against the East.
As you said, the Mavs just taking it to the Eastern Conference. It's been that way for a long time, it seems. They really Clark got there.
Well, under the Mavs' current ownership, they have never had a losing record against the Eastern Conference, Kevin. Beating up the East is why they've been in the playoffs so much in the last 15 years.
Both free throws good for Okafor. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season after all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around. They settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense, as it fits and starts, but defensively, they found some traction.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Shot clock at 5. Here's Parsons, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Parsons got his second bucket of the night.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Now here's Embiid. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Here's Pachulia. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Pachulia's got his first points of the night.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
Now here's Okafor. 20 points for him last game against San Antonio.
And how about how opportunistic he was defensively? Steal after steal for him in that game just showed the quickness of his hands and anticipation.
Here's Williams after the made shot from Joel Embiid. The kick out to Matthews. Rebound by Smith.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. We're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
There's the screen. Williams attacking. Pachulia. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Boy, you got to love that assist by Darren Williams.
The 76ers lead. And here's Smith. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. It's Okafor atop the key. Screen by Smith. Covington passes to Smith. Puts up the baby hook. Okafor kicks to Smith. There's Embiid. No luck, they battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Parsons outside. Passes to Pachulia. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. No good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Marshall gets the bucket.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Jahlil Okafor.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
The first one falls. Talking about Zaza's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Zaza. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles. And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Now, here is Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That is his first foul of the game. And the Mavericks making a change here. McGee's checked in. Dallas on defense. Trailing by 2. Here's the 3. And he gets it to go. Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked Clark the 12th time. It happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take. The Mavs do a good job of putting their money where their mouth is. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
He remained upbeat about their performance this season, even though it hasn't put them with the elite teams in the NBA. He said, the effort's been there, we just haven't yet gotten the results we've been hoping for. Maybe we'll see the start of something tonight. Guys?
And thanks for that story, Doris. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Philadelphia.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Carl Landry's checked in for Joel Embiid. Grant comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Marshall. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. David Lee's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for Parsons. Devin Harris is checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Williams. Now here's Anderson. McGee dishes to Lee. The layup missed.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea.
Pretty early to be over the limit, Kevin. You'll have to watch the fouls from here out.
Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Grant. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And the 76ers making a change here. Noel's checked in.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injury. Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
The 76ers are gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Pass to Cannon. Kicks it to Landry. Here's Grant, and he can't jam it through.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it will become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
And for Carl Landry, he powered his way through the league a few years back, but somewhere along the line, Clark, is getting kind of topped out.
His best season, Kevin, he averaged 18 and 7. I think injuries have been a factor, but last year was down to 7 and 4 his game averages, so he's starting to slide.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And back to Carl Landry, sophisticated scorer, a variety of post moves, a tough guy willing to play through pain, but he just never had the size or explosiveness to dominate. And now that he's getting a little older, that really has become an issue.
Philadelphia on D. Lee passes to McGee, and Harris wide open. He shoots. The 76ers lead it. Guarded by Barea. There's the dish to Landry. Inside. 76ers moving the ball around. Another miss by Philadelphia. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And Kevin, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And, guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
Here's Anderson. Philadelphia able to drain the three.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
To the middle. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Now it's a 7-point Philadelphia lead. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Feeds it to McGee. And it's Harris off the drive. Stolen by Grant. Out left to the wing. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, early on in the season still, but Kevin, it's time to take a look at where the 76ers sit right now in the league stats. 7th in steals, 10th in second chance points. And they're in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
And let me add a few words about all their steals. I mean, they bring that toughness and aggression defensively. You don't get to be a top 10 team in that category by accident.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good. Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. And the second free throw, good. Big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out. And I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
And things just didn't really work out with Rondo here with the Mavs. Missed a lot of games and at times clashed with that coaching staff.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And, you know, they said it was the injury, but you have to suspect the Mavs just shut him down in the playoffs. They took a big swing and missed with Rondo in acquiring him, but I think you have to give them credit for at least taking the risk.
No good on the second free throw. And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs. Saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
No, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Pass to Powell. Fires from 14. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
For me, my favorite memory of Barea is outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth-quarter comeback in Game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-whats. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship.
Philadelphia leading by 5. Guarded by Barea. And it's Grant in the corner. Down low. Deflects the pass. Dishes it to Noel. 4 on the shot clock. To the left side wing. Grant kicks to Noel. Landry with the screen. Harris with it. Anderson right side. Some nice passing here by Dallas. That's good from Harris on the assist from David Lee. And now just a 2-76ers lead. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Now the feed to Grant. To the paint. Scoring his 3rd straight basket in 3 tries.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Now here's Noel. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. To the left wing. 5 on the clock. Here's Grant. Powell pulls it in. The Mavericks trailing. To the inside. Here's Lee. Harris with it. Now guarded by Noel. Anderson outside. Here's Powell. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The 76ers shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Mavericks with the rebound.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And they're moving it up. Here's Landry. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
Barea kicks to Harris. Over to the wing. D2 from Anderson. Dallas no good that time either. Philadelphia leading by 4. Inside. Right side Landry. He feeds it to Cannon. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, you just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line for 2.
That free throw missing. So both teams changing it up here. And the second free throw, good. Mavericks trail by 5. Now Williams looking for his first basket still in this one. The 8-footer. That is good.
Well, you can bet the defense wasn't expecting that kind of razzle-dazzle out of it. But the spin worked like a charm. Perfect.
Smith. No good trying to beat the buzzer. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. 76ers lead by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player, Clark, destined for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, people now talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt. And
it's been gang rebounding. Everybody has done a great job boxing out for them, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Robert Covington out there with Okafor. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then it's Kendall Marshall. And it's Smith in at the 1. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. Now, here's Marshall. For 3, Covington. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Covington's got the lead up to 8 now for the 76ers. And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
Yeah, and Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nerlens Noel, who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric, who played overseas, and now Embiid.
Regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injuries. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Pachulia. And the second free throw, good.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
Here's Covington. 17 points in his last outing. And it's Okafor off the drive. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Outside Matthews. He kicks to Williams. To the middle. And the slam dunk by McGee.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Mark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Now here's Okafor. He has 5. There's the pass to Marshall. No one near Smith as he lets it go. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Marshall's got assist number 5 here tonight. Nowitzki with the screen on Smith. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Smith against Williams. Kicks it out to Parsons. Another 3 for Dallas.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed. Never in a hurry.
The 76ers leading by 4. Passes it to Okafor. Embiid the screen. Marshall dishes to Embiid. 76ers moving the ball around. And Marshall kicks to Embiid. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
I like the way they've picked it up here offensively in the second.
Yeah, up above 50% in terms of field goal percentage. they're on a roll.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The drive by Smith. Okafor with no one around. The quick look, no good that time. Mavericks trail by 6. Here's Nowitzki. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 6 assists in the game.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
Now here's Okafor. He has 5. Over in the corner, Marshall. 6 on the shot clock. And stolen by Darren Williams. And Okafor with the block. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Lee's checked in for JaVale McGee. Anderson comes in for Parsons. Harris is checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Williams. Barea, the pass to Harris. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The 76ers struggled last year, but it was mostly due to their offensive issues, Greg. At times, they could be okay on defense.
No doubt, Kevin. They've got a good group of rim protectors, and they also knew how to force turnovers, but they have got to improve offensively.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside. Yeah, you know, Philly would finish right in the middle of the pack in terms of defensive rankings. They knew how to make stops, and they've got some good defenders, too, so not surprised they were fairly solid defensively.
First one falls for him.
And the big thing that stuck out for me for the Sixers, their turnovers forced. I mean, 2nd in the league in steals per game, 4th in the league in blocks.
Carl Landry's checked in for Philadelphia. Grant comes in for Robert Covington. And both free throws good for Lee.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
And it's Noel missing. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Harris dishes to Barea. Nowitzki outside. They double-team Nowitzki. Barea with it. Now defended by Grant. Here's Harris. It's deflected. Here's Grant. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Pass to Marshall. Inside. Here's Landry. That falls. Great assist by Marshall. Landry's got 5 now. Greg, you're talking about David Lee, the 2-time All-Star. Pretty much a starter most of his career, though. A big change, Clark, as he came off the bench this past season after he was injured in the preseason.
Yeah, you know, you think about his game, though, Kevin. Highly skilled, mobile, smart. Gives you energy and scoring. I think he's ideal coming off the bench.
He was all alone on that one. Anderson's got his first points in this one.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Grant. His last outing, he had 8 points. 3, Marshall. The rebound by Anderson.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Here's Nowitzki. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Philadelphia has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. Here's Landry. Philadelphia moving the ball around. 3. And that one is hammered home.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Dallas calls timeout. Mavs were solid on the road last year with a record of 23-18 away from Dallas Clark. Good for 5th most road wins in the West.
And, Kevin, that's what you'd expect from a veteran team like the Mavs. I mean, throughout the roster, this team has guys that understand what it takes to win on the road.
Isaiah Cannon, he's checked in for Marshall. And Dallas with a change here, too. Powell's checked in. And so it's Dallas with it. 4-point game.
And, guys, the Mavs did have a good record on the road last year. Most of it came at the expense of the Eastern Conference. Only 10 of their 23 road wins came against teams in the West.
You know, it's funny, back to the Mavs on the road last season, they were much better defensively on the road than they were at home, and that's typically not the case. It's usually flipped, better at home on D than on the road.
The 76ers have hit 6 free throws in 10 attempts.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line. You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
And Grant drops them both. Well, the city of Philadelphia has had some tough fans. There's no doubt. You know, we've seen them boo Santa Claus. You can imagine, Greg, how they felt about this Sixers team a year ago.
You know, the Sixers were going to be in trouble from the very start of the year. A lot of fans didn't even bother to show up to boo. I mean, Philly had the worst attendance in the league last season.
But they've got hope, Greg.
A lot of young talent. Maybe this is the year it starts to materialize.
He dishes it to Cannon. The shot clock at 6. Nice spin off the left rim and in. He's got 9. Mavericks trail by 8. Now here's Barea. 11 points for him in that last game against Houston.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Lee. Here is Barea. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. They set the screen. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Anderson.
Well, when you look at the 76ers, it's no surprise that they have empty seats. I mean, they ended up 12 and 29 at home, which wasn't the worst mark in the NBA, but it was tied for second worst.
Kicks to Landry. That 3 off the mark.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And here's Barea. Plenty of space. And it's Dallas with another.
And Philadelphia just, at times, hard to watch, even at home. I mean, they had the worst home field goal percentage in the entire league. Hard to get the crowd into it if you are clanking it on the rim every trip down.
Here's Cannon following the score by Dallas. There's a screen by Noel. Pocket 6. Dish now to Landry. Shot from 12. Misses off the right iron. Mavericks trail by 4. And Anderson kicks to Powell. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Pachulia, good.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Cannon kicks to Landry. There's Noel. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. It's Anderson with the drive and the rejection by Noel. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Feeds it to Cannon. Pass to Noel. Stolen by Anderson. Berea with it. This one for 3. Anderson can't get that one to fall. The 76ers lead it. Dishes it to Cannon. Now Landry. He points his last outing. Cannon can't hit.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish. Somebody forgot to finish it.
They set the pick. Harris outside. It's good. Great play set up by Berea. 9 points for Devin Harris.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%.
Timeout called the 76ers. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
Yeah, really a rare treat for the fans. The only time they'll get to see this matchup all season.
Inter-conference action here. 2 games in all between these two teams. It'll be fun to watch.
And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Powell. Parsons comes in for Anderson. Wesley Matthews checked in for Devin Harris. And it's Williams in for J.J. Berea. '76ers trailing.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
And Embiid throws it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
Now here's Okafor from 13, and the shot is long.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Cannon kicks to Okafor. Embiid the screen. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. For Philadelphia, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Taking 2 shots.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Here is Williams. Here's Dallas. They're on a 14-3 run right now. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nobody near Parsons. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got his 9th assist in the game now. The 76ers trail by 5. Here's Smith. Okafor sets the pick for Smith. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And the idea of setting the screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you've got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
Williams for 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Mavericks ahead, leading by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Coach Rick Carlisle. And, Coach, what impact is your defense having on slowing down their offense?
Well, we're active. They're missing a few shots they normally make. You know, we just got to compete. We got to keep competing the way we are.
Rick, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. The first half went really well for Chandler Parsons. He had 12 points and 1 assist. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Their transition game was really strong. It really fueled them, gave them a big injection of energy into the offense. If they can maintain that fast style in the second half, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. It's been quite a game for Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Dallas leading by 5. Here's who Rick Carlisle starting the second half with. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Matthews out there with Darren Williams, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot, manning the middle. Now here's Parsons. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls it from the elbow, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Dallas has gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Williams passes to Nowitzki. It's tipped. Oh, and here we go with Marshall. Nobody back. Plays it in off the breakaway. Marshall's got the first basket of the second half here for Philadelphia. Dallas shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Williams against Smith. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. For Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
Two shots. Two shots.
And that one falls for Williams.
And guys, for Darren Williams last season, all those injuries finally affected his shooting. 39% from the field last year, the second lowest mark of his career, and he just couldn't create space or elevate to get the clean looks he had grown accustomed to.
And both free throws good for Williams.
And, you know, talking about Darren Williams, last year wasn't all bad. I mean, nearly 7 assists a game, 3.5 rebounds, a steal. Not the stocking stuffer he used to be, but he still battled and still contributed.
Now here's Okafor. 6 points for him. Rejected by Nowitzki. They get it back. Just 2 to shoot, and the shot is good. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Mavericks leading by 3. Now here's Williams. Parsons outside. Here's Nowitzki. Can't get it to go. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Marshall dishes to Embiid. The feed to Covington. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Covington's got 12.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Wesley Matthews on the wing. He feeds it to Pachulia. And the rejection by Embiid. Goes back up. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And that's now 8 points for Nowitzki. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. The pass to Covington. Inside. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Darren Williams. And here's Parsons. 12 points for him. Takes the 3. Williams can't get it to go. The 76ers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Embiid the screen. Matthews with the steal. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Now here's Williams. He kicks it to Pachulia. Off the left rim and out. The 76ers trail by 6. Covington in the corner. Pass to Marshall. For the 3. But they'll get another chance. Covington kicks to Embiid. Tries again. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
And that one misses.
And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of side speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics, and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
They need this one. Good. 11 points in the game.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Philadelphia with the ball. The Mavericks making the shot. Guarded by Barea, and it's Grant in the corner. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 4 on the clock. To the paint. Can't get it to go.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Cannon, the pass to Grant. He with the block. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Carl Landry's checked in for Philadelphia. Parsons checked in for Dallas. Dallas leading by 6. Barea with Lee outside. Parsons on the wing. They set the pick. In the corner, it's Harris. Shoots from the baseline, and the basket good. Harris has got 11 points. Here's Cannon. Pass to Noel. Grant outside. Here's Cannon, guarded by Harris. Puts one up from 19. Cannon can't hit.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it, are you kidding me?
Now here's Barea. He dishes it to Parsons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Powell. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Cannon got it. Good job in the low post. Here's Barea. Kicks it to Lee. Got a hand on it. The 76ers trail by 6. Now the dish to Cannon. Landry against Lee. And the jam by Carl Landry.
Oh, he hung in the air, double pump, and then threw it down.
Well, the D just stepped aside. Let him pick what kind of move he wanted to make, and voila, there it is.
There it was.
And what a beautiful move it was.
Here's Harris. After the Sixers pick up 2. Pass to Lee. Over to the left wing. Lets it go from deep. And there's Devin Harris on the assist by Barea. 14 points for Devin Harris.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Feeds to Cannon. Lets the 3 fly. The Mavericks pull it in.
He's given them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Covington's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. JaVale McGee's checked in for Powell. Lee sets a screen for Parsons. And he gets it to go. Parsons got 14 points for the game.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Dishes it to Noel. It's stolen by Berea. They push it up 4 on 3. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's an 11-point Maverick lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
And Philadelphia calls time here. It's been quite a game for Chandler Parsons.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. They've got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
So it's Philadelphia now. They trail by 11. The feed to Cannon. And stolen by Parsons. Now Berea. Out to Harris. Lots of room. Good, and it's Berea who picks up the assist. Berea's got his 6th assist on the night.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
Yep, it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Covington. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Berea. He feeds it to Harris. McGee a screen. Parsons for 3. They get it back. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And for JaVale McGee, what was once such a promising career is now, Clark, I think, kind of at a crossroads.
Yeah, you know what? He is capable of being a major rim protector and rebounder, but I think teams are getting a little bit impatient with him because he's just not mature to the point that you would have expected.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Okafor's checked in, and it's Marshall in for Isaiah Cannon. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Williams comes in for Devin Harris.
And for McGee, it looked like he had taken a positive step last year when it was announced he would sign with Boston. The front office even came out and sang his praises. Then negotiations fell apart and McGee didn't play again for the rest of the season. Another in a long line of disappointments over his career.
The 76ers trail by 13. Marshall dishes to Smith. And the pass to Okafor. Back to Smith. He kicks to Marshall. Fires the 3. No luck. So the Mavericks will take it the other way.
You know, regarding McGee, he spent most of his career eyeing the money. He forced his way out of Washington partly because of it. Didn't sign with the Celtics because he wanted to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. He has to show that he can still play if he wants somebody to really pay.
Here's Landry after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. And Marshall kicks to Landry. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Passes it to Smith. 6 to shoot. Oh, good with the triple. Mavericks leading by 15. McGee the pass to Berea. And it's McGee with the jam.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
Now, here's Marshall. He's got 6 to the wing on the left. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 16 points.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
And Williams, here we go. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. And the Mavericks lead by 17. Philadelphia has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Williams comes with the double team. Marshall dishes to Smith. Smith missing again.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Pass to McGee. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drill. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
At the line for your 76ers, Jahlil Okafor. Taking 2 shots.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. 5 seconds left to play in the third. Williams for 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Mavericks lead by 18. And we'll be back with you right after this. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Here's Smith. Kendall Marshall out there with this Smith. Then it's Robert Covington. Then there's Okafor. And it's Embiid in its center. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Now here's Okafor. Back to Smith. Shot clock at 6. Here's Covington. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Covington's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the 76ers.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
So it's Philadelphia now. Smith left side. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That's on Darren Williams.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Ish Smith. Taking 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. Dallas leading by 15. Double team on Williams. Matthews, no one around him. Oh, good with the triple. Philadelphia shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Covington. Parsons with some nice D.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And Chandler Parsons, changing teams last season, saw a little bit of a regression. Down in points, rebounds, and assists, but more troubling, down in field goal and free throw percentage. So you can tell that that transition to a new team, new system, new role definitely had an impact.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Now, here's Matthews. Julia, good. And the Mavericks lead by 17. Chandler Parsons coming over from Houston to Dallas, moving into a new scheme, a different scheme than he had with the Rockets. It was his first go-around with Coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, and it's not easy for a player to adjust to a coach, or a new coach to adjust to a player. That takes some time. It's a two-way street. We know Parsons has the talent.
And so here is Philadelphia, following the score by Dallas. Okafor kicks to Marshall. Pick by Okafor. There's the dish to Covington. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. Marshall's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
The 76ers trail by 15. Down low, Covington. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam.
Wow. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here is Williams. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Nowitzki a screen. Williams passes to Nowitzki. And the call will be against Darren Williams. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Second minute off the clock now in the 4th. Now here is Smith over to the left wing. And here's Embiid. Here's Marshall. Matthews with the rebound.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Double team on Williams. It's tipped. Embiid with the steal. Poked away. Williams with the steal. And it's Parsons slamming it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Covington with the bucket.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Over in the corner, Matthews. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The 76ers trail by 12. To the inside. Here's Embiid. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. That's now 8 points for Joel Embiid.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
But, Greg, they can't relax yet. I mean, they've still got plenty of work to do here.
And the basket by Nowitzki.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
76ers have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Smith dishes to Embiid. Okafor up top. Pachulia with the steal. Matthews goes in. The stupendous finish in traffic.
He had to battle for that lay-in. Excellent, tough defense, but he found a way to get it down anyway.
Smith with it. And Marshall kicks to Embiid. Here's Covington, covered by Parsons. Covington with the bucket.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Williams passes to Parsons. Nowitzki sets a screen for Parsons. His three-pointers off the mark.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since.
It's deflected. Matthews with the steal. It's blocked. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Nerlens Noel checks in for Embiid. And then for Dallas, JaVale McGee comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. Off the inbound. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw, good. Matthews.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA. Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Now here's Matthews. McGee's shot is off.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Smith kicks to Marshall. He's looking for Okafor and finds him.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
And the call will go against Kendall Marshall. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki.
In the second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And so it's Dallas with it. The 76ers getting the bucket. McGee a screen. Outside Matthews. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas no good that time either. The 76ers trail by 12. Marshall passes to Smith. Kicks to Noel. To the middle. Here's Okafor. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Jahlil Okafor at the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
Well, take a look at the numbers for Okafor. He's got 8 points, and he has sent a bunch of shots in reverse.
And because of that, there's now a major intimidation factor working in their favor.
Both free throws good from Okafor. Dallas leading by 10. Barea with it. Now Smith defending. Barea with it. He's against Smith. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. For Philadelphia, they've got more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the 4th quarter. They're 7 of 12. And he gets it to go. Covington's got 13 points now in the quarter.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Nowitzki a screen. Again, the miss by Nowitzki. The 76ers trail by 10. Smith dishes to Marshall. It's deflected and stolen by Parsons. And the call will go against Kendall Marshall. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Nerlens Noel. And Dallas also making a switch. Pachulia is checked in.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game. You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
And Parsons kicks to Pachulia. Here's Covington. Pachulia covering. Covington's shot is off. Mavericks leading by 12. Matthews goes in, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel him. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
Dallas making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Good on both.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
Now, here's Marshall. Embiid, the pass to Okafor. The 3, Marshall. Out to Smith. Jacks up a 3. Parsons with the rebound. Parsons got his 3rd rebound tonight. Matthews left side. Pass to Williams. It's taken away by Smith. Now the 76ers on the break. Here's Covington. It's rebounded by Dallas. Parsons got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And a foul on the... shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
It's been a good night so far for Matthews. 12 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's just made a lot of very heads-up plays, and his difference maker.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college. Missed his first full season with the Sixers. And like you've talked about, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of people wondered how would he bounce back from that knee. And I'd have to say it was pretty good. I mean, finished 3rd in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
No good on that one.
And, getting back to Nerlens Noel, if it weren't for the ACL tear, he may have been the first player drafted in 2K13. His 8 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks a game as a rookie show he has the talent.
And the second free throw, good.
And one thing to note about Nerlens Noel, last season, he was a thief. He averaged almost 2 steals a game as a rookie center. That tells me he has more than just quickness and length, guys. He has great anticipation and still one of the best motors I have ever seen.
3 on 3. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And now that's how you start a fast break and how you finish it.
Mavericks leading by 12. Outside Williams. They swipe it. And now Philadelphia on the break. Grant leading the charge.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here is Williams. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Matthews, no good. He's guarded by Williams. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Dallas has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Williams double team. Here's Pachulia. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 11 rebounds in the game. Matthews with the steal.
Oh, no. Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Wesley Matthews. 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both.
You really have to like their efficiency at the foul line. I mean, they're knocking down 91, 92% of their free throws overall. That's a very healthy and positive number.
Here's Cannon. There's a screen by Noel. Lays it up and banks it in.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Dallas calls timeout. They're ahead by 10. We've got 1:18 left in the game. Got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Williams attacking. Landry trying to get open. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And that's now 8 points for Darren Williams. The 76ers trail by 12. And he gets the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Mavericks.
Their superior ball handling. Won it for him here, Clark.
Well, Kevin, when you squeeze the orange, you get more shot opportunities, and that's always a good thing.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Darren Williams. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Harris kicks to Williams. To the wing on the left. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
76ers, Justin Anderson. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 9-point ball game here.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
Here's Cannon. Misses the three. Now Harris. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Darren Williams.
He really sparked them with his defense tonight. He was so active out there, both in the open court and in the half-court situations. If there were any careless passes, he took them and picked them off.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it. I didn't see this kind of performance coming from him tonight. He's been coming off a stretch of game where he just looked lost out there. To see him turn around this quickly, it's a nice surprise. Play after play, he was getting after it, making plays, and making it look easy.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.